law of attraction is killing you. If you've been doing manifestation meditations and practices, it's likely left you spent and depleted and hasn't really moved the needle. And it is so hard for artists to thrive when they are constantly in a state of heightened cortisol and stress, anxiety, and fearful depression. Trust me, I know this feeling. I have been through many seasons of absolute terror, not knowing how I'll pay rent. And I was doing all these manifestation practices and watching videos or whatever, gratitude journals, and nothing. And it dawned on me that I had seen this play out many times before. I'll get to that in a second. Before I go any further, I want to say something and make it very clear. One, the law of attraction is real. And two, it's just not the whole picture. You can't expect to see the law of attraction activate if it's a bastardized, incomplete version of it. So I'm about to jump into things, but real quick, I would ask if you would like and subscribe to this channel. You're not putting a ring on my finger. I'm not putting a ring on yours. It just means that this is interesting to you, and next time I do something, which is about once, sometimes twice a week, it'll hopefully cross your path. YouTube will do a good job, a better job at least, leading you to this video. So the law of attraction is real, but it's not the whole picture. And I want you artists, I want us all artists to have at the basic your needs met, so you can invest more time and energy into the resources of your artistry. And I would love for you to be able to live simply as an artist, if that's what you desire. All right, so what am I talking about? Some of you may already know this, but the law of attraction is just one law of the 12 universal laws. And these 12 universal laws are the baseline, are the underlying truths that underpin and support every spiritual system and religion. It's why so many of the people who practice faith swear by the results. Prayer to whatever God you believe in will absolutely result in those answers, because not because you're praying to a very specific deity, or your deity is more real, say in Christianity, than Islam or Hinduism or something else. What is Xenu? I don't know. The underlying universal law is that when you pray with the belief that it will come to pass. And that's essentially the law of attraction. Or to get more specific, the law of attraction is based on the concept that frequencies will align and be drawn towards one another. Therefore, the practice of raising your own vibration to match that which you desire causes that desired result to be drawn into your reality. So what's wrong with the practice? Two things. One, it actually creates the opposite effect. By attempting to raise your vibration, so to speak, work yourself up into this frenzy of believing something is so true that you're living in that reality, you are in fact expressing that you do not believe that what you desire or truly need is available to you within yourself as you currently are. In a sense, it's a self-affirming negative vibration. No matter how much you can try to energize yourself to believe, there's this deep internal conflict that says, this doesn't feel right. And let's face it, if you've tried to manifest $1 million, you know it's bullshit. Somewhere inside of you, you know it's bullshit. You can try to gaslight yourself all you want and project confidence, but if you've never seen that much money in your life, you'd be out of your element if you had a drop in your lap. And there's a spiritual dissonance that these practices can create. Plus, it's somewhat predatory. Like I said, I'd seen this before in sort of these faith events that some Christian communities would do, where, in a sense, the manifestation gurus will host events for thousands of dollars and say things like, if you invest this money, you are showing your belief, and that amount will be returned to you tenfold. Match that vibration, baby. And this is the exact same bullshit that the televangelists would say to suffering people who are hoping for some kind of miracle. And they ask them to pledge their last $25 to the kingdom of God, because those who sow in faith will reap their reward. Number 2 thing that's wrong with this is it's focusing solely on the law of attraction and missing the bigger spiritual scope of reality. So like I said, there are 12 universal laws, not just one. You can't go to the gym and just focus on working out your calves. I mean, you could, but you would look like a freak. So you need to build the entire body. By giving all your energy to the law of attraction, you can completely become passive and paralyzed into taking action. This is just like really intense daydreaming. You're completely disregarding one of the other 12 universal laws, and that is the law of action. So from here out, I am only going to talk about 2 more of these laws, not all 12. I don't have time for all of that. I want to always keep these. This is not like some masterclass on all this stuff. So I'm going to draw your attention to 2 more, the law of action and the law of correspondence, and how your law of attraction focus is actually negating the balance that these other 2 principles are needed for. The law of action honors you when you take steps towards that goal that you desire. It also creates a ripple in the universe, energetically speaking, so as you actively create the reality of your vision. So in basic terms, you can't just sit there on the sidelines fantasizing, even if you believe it in your heart. So another Bible verse that expresses this powerfully is the book of James. Faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith. I have my works. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. The universe honors faith that is expressed in action. And I'm not going back to the predatory televangelist. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you physically moving towards creating whatever goals you have, or I'm not talking just writing somebody a check and hoping you get 10 more back just magically in your bank. You have to work towards that vision that you have. Then that law of action starts to play out, creates these ripples that I'm talking about. And in fact, many of the things that you need towards your desired manifestation of reality, your goals, will stay hidden until action is taking place. Now, as far as the law of correspondence goes, this is where the ancient sayings come, as above, so below, as within, so without. And that's what I was talking about earlier with this internal match of resonance. Our inner resonance corresponds to the world as we realize it. A really good example of this is the super confident, secure guy who just walks in a room and he sweeps up this gorgeous woman off of her feet because he believes he can. And he believes that he is what she wants, and he's secure enough in his self that he can just claim this gorgeous woman. Even if he's really not all that great looking, it's not a false machismo, but a grounded confidence, and that confidence is magnetic. I've seen really good looking guys who are just super insecure, and they cannot get a woman for the life of them. They push them away because internally they're this train wreck. I'm using this as an example here because I'm always thinking about picking up babes. Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, so you can sit there and tell me your manifestation practices are creating that internal reality to match your external provisions, but that you expect. But there's this subconscious internal world that is wreaking havoc without your awareness. And if you haven't done any actual shadow work, real work on yourself to explore these blind spots or hidden places of shame, then no matter how you try to attract them in your dream life, you're only going to attract those deeper parts of yourself that still correspond to the shame and perhaps poverty in many forms that are still so deep into part of that internal belief system. And one thing that I have built and provided for any of you who are interested, I'll have a link here. One of these sites, I always forget. This is a sleep meditation of positive affirmations. I still suggest doing some more deeper shadow work to bring more conscious awareness to these blind spots that I'm talking about. But use this sleep meditation as one of these tools to reprogram your subconscious mind and your internal dialogue. So check that video out after this, put it on your sleep playlist, and incorporate that into part of this practice of this ongoing rebuilding and restructuring yourself through this law of correspondence. Because when you truly start to heal this stuff, that's when the magic happens. And you start to see the miracles happen. You start to see the arrival of more and more opportunities, not just from your dreaming and your believing, but through these other elements, this internal resonance and the actions that you're taking in faith. So the point of this video is to try to help you get out of this cycle of bullshit and a lot of these predatory, lying, shallow forms of spiritualism that are keeping you trapped. Or maybe it's just been miscommunicated or communicated in a way that is not all-encompassing. And if some things have not been working for you, there's just more work to do. And I don't want that to feel daunting or heavy. It should actually be liberating, because I feel like for me, when I started to realize this stuff, when I was trying to do some of these manifestation practices and just nothing was happening, it can create a lot more internal shame of like, I must not be doing it right. I must not be doing it right. We just need a more robust understanding of how the universe works and these principles that we're all guided by. So I encourage you to, one, use the meditation that I made, but also just have an ongoing spiritual practice. Rewrite your internal narrative. So when you feel this internal shift really deep in your bones and your gut and your entire being, you can move more freely into the law of action. And through the law of action, you build confidence and you prove yourself through faith. The law of attraction is beautiful because it's when we get clear with our life purpose and that path that we want to go towards. That vision actually can pull us towards it, pull us forward into it, because it's so beautiful and irresistible. And that's the magic of when these spiritual laws work together in balance, right? I trust you'll find more harmony and abundance as you integrate a more holistic approach to the spiritual laws that provide the framework of our universe. So get creating, and let me know if I can support you in any way. Feel free to leave a comment. You can like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.